Hey guys, OMAD here. Today is weigh-in Sunday. Okay, so it used to be weigh-in Monday, but I changed it to weigh-in Sunday because Mondays are really, really busy for me now with work. So trying to make life a little easier. So we're going to do it on Sundays now. So, so much to tell you. So let's back up. My name is Debbie. I've been on a weight loss journey, get a health journey for about a year. It'll be a year in February. I have been doing fasting for almost that full time. I started with like doing 18 hours of fasting and 6-hour eating window, and then 20 hours of fasting, and I got to OMAD, which is 23 to 26 hours of fasting, and then one meal a day, every day. And I've been doing that pretty consistently throughout the past year. Well, it's not been a year yet. It's close. And I'm down more than 60 pounds, so that's yay. Should I be down more than that? Probably, but I had plenty of weeks where I kind of went up, and then, my big problem has been carbs. I love carbs. So I don't do keto because I do love carbs, but I do moderate my carbs. So on days that I eat carbs, then I won't eat carbs the next 2 or 3 days, and I try to moderate it throughout the course of the week so that my carb count is actually pretty low, but not as low as keto. So that's how I do it. You do what works for you. I'm just saying what I do. But this week has been extremely eventful. I mean, extremely. If you're on our Facebook group, you may be familiar with one of our members. His name is Will, and he is the fasting master. I mean, he just, oh my gosh, he goes really long. For example, this past week, he did a 96 hour, 92, 96, I think it was, hour fast. Oh my gosh, no, I can't do that. Those of you that know me know that I had not even completed a 48 in ever. The farthest I ever got was like 46, and then I caved. But I was fearful that I was entering a plateau. And we all know when you get into a plateau that you need to shake things up and do things differently. So I did. With Will's pushing, I did I went for a 48, and I made it. And then I pushed it and decided to go for the 72. You guys, brace yourselves. I made it. I actually made it 72 hours. And when I say I made it 72 hours, I mean I made it 72 hours and 1 minute. As soon as it got close to the 72-hour mark, my butt was in the kitchen, and my daughter was cooking, and food was ready at 72 hours and 1 minute. 48 wasn't that bad. I've gone 46 a few times, but I've never pushed it to 48, and I did, and it wasn't that bad. I mean, I kind of had my mind set that I was going to make this 48. So then when I got to 48, the hunger pains were pretty manageable. It wasn't bad. I was drinking snake juice and water and Bang energy drinks, but there are no calories, so, no carbs, no sugar, no nothing. And that kept me going, and I felt good. So at 48, I felt good. So I decided to push for 72. Now, let me tell you guys. I was okay until about, I want to say, and if you're on my Facebook group, you already know this, when I got to about 62, 63 hours, oh my gosh, that last handful of hours, 10 hours or so, was torturous. It was torturous. You guys, it was so hard. And it was more, and I know it wasn't that I was starving initially. It was mind. It was all mind games. It was all my head saying, oh my gosh, you haven't eaten in 3 days. That's ridiculous. And doing this internal battle in my mind, fighting with myself. So I relied heavily on our Facebook group, Debbie OMAD. We will do this together as the Facebook group. I mean, I was posting in there more often that day than I haven't in a while because I was freaking out. I did one post where I was literally whining, but I followed up with a GIF or GIF, whatever you call it, the moving little post there that said, "Okay, enough of this whining already," even though I was whining. Um, but it was really hard. And then when I got like a handful of hours away from 72, the hunger hit, and it hit hard. And I mean, it hit hard. I felt like my stomach was eating itself. Um, so that last handful of hours was really, I mean, wow, how hard for me. I did it, and I'm proud of myself, but will I do it again? Not right away. That was so hard. And okay, so here's my big dilemma. I mean, that was really hard, you guys. I mean, really hard. And I broke the 72-hour fast. I had 3 scrambled eggs and 4 pieces of bacon. And that's how I broke the fast. And because it's only 70, I say only 72 hours, but for me that's like forever. But it's only 72 hours, which means your body, you don't have to like break your fast with broth and all of that because you haven't gone that long. But 72 hours is really long for me. Um, but so I broke it with eggs and bacon, so I didn't eat any carbs. And then I didn't weigh in either. I decided to wait to weigh in until today. Um, Last week I was at 148. Some of you may remember I was a little concerned because that was the second week in a row I was at 148, and I thought maybe I was hitting a plateau. Today, which is Sunday, I weighed in at 144. Okay, so that's 4 pounds. That's 4 pounds, which is huge, and I'm thrilled that I'm down. That's the lowest I've been yet, 144. I haven't gotten to that yet, so that's fabulous. But I'm wondering if the 72 hours was worth it for only 4 pounds. But again, I don't have as much to lose as I did when I first started this. I mean, when I first started this, I was 210 pounds. So, now I'm 144. So maybe it's going to take, it's harder to lose when you get closer to your goal weight. So maybe that's what it is. But I wanted to give a shout out to Will for making 96 hours, to Sherry for making 48 hours. And there was a couple other people who had done 48s, and I didn't ask them if I could use their names, so I'm not going to. But they do 48s on a regular. So you know who you are. And if you want to be shouted out, comment below, and I'll make sure to say your name next time. But I didn't want to do that without asking permission. But so we had a handful of us that were doing this fast and seeing how far we could push ourselves. And Sherry and I hadn't made it to 48 before, but we did it this week. So I was really proud of both of us. And everybody else that did it, because even if you've done it 100 times, it's still a challenge. I mean, it really is. It's hard, and I'm not going to minimize it in any way. These people that go a week and 10 days and 2 weeks, no, nope, not going to be one of those. I am, however, going to do more 48s because I'm thinking maybe even 60s, because I was okay up until about 60 hours. And I know you don't hear people saying that they're doing 60-hour fasts, but I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to try and do a couple 60s this week, because I feel like 72 is just too much. It's too hard for me. And I mean, I am not exaggerating when I tell you how hard that was. It was torturous. Okay, torturous. My stomach was so hungry. Oh my gosh. And I know, guys, I know a lot of it's mental. I know that, but evidently I still have that issue. So rather than put myself through that again, because that was not fun, and at one point it didn't even feel like that I was just challenging myself. It really felt like I was torturing myself, and I did not enjoy that. So I was comfortable. I was a little freaked out when I got close to 48 because I hadn't gotten there before, but once I got to 48, I was okay. I mean, the hunger pains were totally manageable, and I felt fine. So I know I could do 48s now. And like I said, until I got past 60, that's when I started having issues. I didn't crack and I didn't cave, but it was really a lot harder than I wanted it to be, even with snake juice. So I think I'm going to do, like right now I'm in the middle of a 48. And I think I'm going to take it to 60 and see if I can do that a couple of times this week. Somebody talked about alternate day fasting. So it's like 48s back to back. which I may try next week. But this week I'm going to try the 60 a couple of times and just see. Now, I don't know if going 60 as opposed to 48 is going to make that big of a difference. If you guys do know that, if you've got experience with that, by all means, please, please, please post below and let me know that, because I've not tried that before. But I feel like I can comfortably make 60 hours. So that's what I'm going to do this week. And we're going to cross our fingers and hope it works. So I'm wearing a shirt today that I haven't worn in a couple of years because it was my belly was too big and it was too short, but now it fits fine. But you can see, I mean, I'm definitely dealing with the saggy. Hello, saggy. So yeah, that kind of sucks. I don't like that. But it's all right. I'd rather be saggy than unhealthy. So, and sag is not a sign of unhealthy. It's a sign of not being in shape, which we know I'm not. But we're getting there. We're working on it. So, for those of you who are not on our Facebook, how did you do this week? And if you're not on our Facebook, why aren't you? Jump over there and join us. It's Debbie OMAD. We will do this together. And it's an awesome group. I mean, I can't tell you the support I got this week trying this. Wow. I was overwhelmed. Everybody is so wonderful and so gracious and just supportive, and they're sharing their experiences to help us, to help each other, and it's amazing. It's awesome. It's awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm telling you, if you're not on that group, you're missing out because you need to be. And for those of you that are, you know that I don't post as often as I would like to on there, but Will does. So Will is now an admin on our group, and he is so motivational and inspirational. So I was thrilled to make him an admin and let him have a little bit more control over the group so that we can keep things going in the way that they're going. Because it's been, to this point, it has been phenomenal, just phenomenal with the support and the advice and the accountability, you guys, because that's, I think, what got me to the 72 hours was the accountability that it gives me. And you can use it for those same things. And if you have questions, oh my gosh, so many knowledgeable people on there. In fact, it was, I mean, I've heard of alternate day fasting before, numerous times on other people's videos, but you know, sometimes it just doesn't click in your head. And somebody posted on the Facebook group about alternate day fasting, and all of a sudden this light bulb goes off in my head, and it's like, duh, you've heard this a million times. Why aren't you doing this? So that's what I'm going to be doing. But I'm going to take it a little further to go to 60 hours. But do let me know, though, in the comments below, if you do know if that makes much of a difference, going 48 versus going 60, or is that just a waste of my time? But I'm thinking, if I go longer than 48, that keeps autophagy going longer, right? I mean, I don't know. You guys tell me. I'm not 100% sure. So any input you can give, I would appreciate. And I'm sure others would too that have the same kind of questions. So post below what your journey is and how you're doing and what your goal is. And like I said, if you know if there's a big difference between 48 and 60-hour fast, let me know. Again, I don't really want to push myself past 60 anymore. And I shouldn't say forever. I mean, I may try it again, but that was just... No. That was really, really hard, you guys. It was so hard. And I don't want to do that again. So I'm not gonna. But like I said, I was good until about 60 hours, and then from there it just kind of went downhill. But here's the scoop, okay? If I can make it to 60 hours comfortably, guys, anybody can, because I'm a wimp and I know it, and I'm a whiner, and I warned you guys on Facebook that I was gonna whine, and I did, because wow, it was just hard. And you know, I've been doing OMAD for, like I said, almost a year. You think I'd be used to the little hunger pains that come and go, but nope. This was a whole new extreme, and one that I'm not eager to try again. But I'm down, like I said, I'm down lower than I've ever been. So I'm at 144, woohoo, and I'm so excited about that. So my goal now is to get into the 130s. Well, my actual goal is to get down to 129 and then see how I look and how I feel. But right now, I'm at 144, and by the time I do another video, which is next Sunday, I would like to be down to 139. But I don't know if I'm gonna get 5 pounds, and I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna do the longer fast, and we'll see what happens. Um, but I don't want to slow down the the accelerated weight loss if I can avoid it, because I'm close. I'm close, you guys, and I just want to get there. I really want to get there. So it's I think Will said on Facebook yesterday that I just really want to hit my goal so badly, and I'm right there with you and with the rest of you that feel that way. It's like, we've been doing this and doing it and doing it and doing it. We just want to get to that place where we can just sustain as opposed to lose, right? And a lot of us are getting really close. So it's so exciting. And for those that are not, boy, it's attainable. I'm telling you, it is doable, you guys. I can do this. Holy moly. As Sherry said, if I can do this, anybody can. And you know what? I feel the same way. I feel the same way. I love food, you guys. I love carbs. I was a Pepsi aholic, basically. I mean, I was drinking 1 to 2 liters of Pepsi a day, every day, for years. Not 1 year, years. Major plural there. And now I'll have a Pepsi. Yes, I will. I'll have one once a month, maybe. Sometimes once every other month. And just a little one, just to get that little taste that I love so much. But I've got it under control to the point that I don't need it all the time, and I don't have it at home. I only, if we eat out, I'll indulge, and most times I don't even do that. So everything in moderation, right? That's the beautiful thing about fasting, is you don't really have to cut out any foods. You don't have to cut out any food groups. You want to eat healthier, more veggies. You want to eat, healthier foods. You don't want to eat junk all the time, but you can get away with a little bit of junk and still be all right. Now, I say that, but mind you, I've been doing OMAD for almost a year, and I'm only down a little bit more than 60 pounds. So maybe if I didn't include junk as often, I'd be down lower. So, enter at your own risk, people. Figure out what works for your body and then go for it. And a lot of you are not even doing fasting. Some of you are doing did the weight loss surgery. I know there's a couple that did that. And guys, that's no cop out, man. That's a lot of work after the surgery, man, because you're used to eating a certain way, and no matter what method you're using to get healthy, you've got to change your entire lifestyle. And so I'll tell you what, don't judge, because that's a tough road too. And some are doing, like Weight Watchers. I saw somebody else was saying that they were doing Nutrisystem. Whatever it is you're doing, more power to you if it's working for you. The key is, whatever it is you're doing, you need to be able to sustain it, which is why Atkins and keto failed for me, because I could not sustain that long term. Cutting out carbs, or cutting them down to such a low level, I couldn't do it. I did it for like 3 months. This was a couple years ago, not during this journey, but a couple of years ago. I did it about 3 months. I lost a lot of weight. I lost like 30, 40 pounds during that. But then I put that on plus another 20 or 30 pounds, because when I finally caved and said, that's it, my gosh, I've got to have some potatoes. I got to have some pasta. I got to have some bread. And I overindulged, obviously. It's like, I'm eating carbs, and I just went to town with those carbs, and I put on all the weight. So that's not something that I wanted to repeat. Whatever lifestyle choice I made, I needed to make sure it was going to be forever, and this is. Even when I get down to my desired goal weight, I'll still do OMAD. I'll still do fasting, and anytime that I see the scale go up a little bit, back to fasting I go. So that's how we're going to do this. Okay, so we will be here next week on Sunday instead of Mondays, and post below how you did. All right, not going to ramble anymore. Have a great week, and remember, we are in this together. We will do this together. Bye.